All right, we are back with another pick'em video. Going to be going on my favorite plays for the NBA today. Only a four-game slate, but the four games we're getting are like really, really good games, like 1 point spread, 2 point spreads. So hopefully they stay close. The only game that isn't a 1 point spread or 2 point spread is the Bucks Lakers game, and that's typically going to be an entertaining game for us anyway. So really, really liking the board. Love the picks I'm giving out today. But before that, I do want to say subscribe if you are new. We rip out daily content like this each and every day. So if you enjoy this kind of stuff, sports betting, DFS, anything like that, I think you would like this channel. Comment anything down below and like the video. If this video gets to 150 likes, I'll be giving away a free month of the Discord to someone that comments down below. So pretty cool perk there. We'll talk about the Discord a little bit later. We had an awesome, just kind of a fun day in the Discord. We did a community play together, and we'll talk about that as I kind of talk about the picks from last time. But community play together, kind of using some of these guys, some injury news that came out late yesterday. But if you're new around here, also, I go over my video picks each and every day. Doesn't matter if I have a bad day like yesterday on the video picks or a good day. Obviously, I'm not going to brush over my losses, not going to brush over my wins here. So real quick, Derek White ended up not playing. I probably should have saw that coming. I thought he was going to play, but probably should have saw it coming as the Celtics kind of are so far ahead of everyone. If there's any sort of game time decision thing, you'd have to think that the guy might end up sitting. But the way we kind of pivoted in the Discord, once we got that news, we immediately started looking at Tatum. We immediately started looking at Jaylen Brown and potentially some blowout potential. So we went to Jason Tatum's first half fantasy score. Absolutely crushed that. He crushes this almost every time without Derek White in the lineup. So we were able to take some value on that, especially in the Discord. But DNP for Derek White, Vucevic, 9 rebounds, 2 assists first half. Maybe 8 rebounds. It might have got stat corrected, but did his work on the boards, got chipped in with some assists, but shot one time and had 0 points. So unfortunate one there. The Wizards came out, I think they won the game, but they came out hot. They were like 15. I think they were literally up 15-0. So Vucevic didn't score, did his rebounding, chipped in with some assists, but couldn't get there for us. Jaren Jackson, I went to bed thinking this hit. So again, another stat correction. I went back and watched. Looks like he picked up an assist late in that game, right before he got subbed out in a blowout. That's why we kind of went to that game and the Jaren under. But that was a blowout. Ended up getting an assist, the last second practically he was in the game and didn't get there for us. And then Dennis Schroeder just crept over his fantasy score line, but kind of right before the game, Cam Thomas was also ruled out. We knew Cam Johnson wasn't going to play, but Cam Thomas was kind of a late scratch. And we had that news in the Discord. We quickly kind of made a slip with him in there. And I think this fantasy score line went up all the way to like 40 or like 39 after that news dropped. So again, solid day in the Discord. Video picks were not that good at all. Only got 1 right out of 3. But yeah, looking to bounce back here. And again, really, really liking the board. All right, so quickly, let's jump into the games we have. So we got some really good games. We got the Warriors and Miami. This is a 2-point spread, Miami at home. Not a ton of injury news. Tyler Hero is still out for Miami. Bunch of game time decisions here. So these guys end up might playing. So definitely going to hold off on Miami plays for now, probably at least overs, just because you don't know if, Jaime is going to come play, if Kevin Love's going to come here and play. But again, close game here. 2-point spread should be a good one. Then we got the Lakers in Milwaukee. I assume this one's on TNT tonight. But it's a 9-point spread with Milwaukee at home. No LeBron James is the big news here. But without LeBron, you get huge boosts from D'Angelo Russell. You get huge boosts to Rui Hachimura, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, pretty much everyone because, LeBron's obviously a very high usage player. And these guys played each other about 3 weeks ago without LeBron. So we have a pretty good data point to look at there. OKC and the Pelicans. Pelicans have been playing extremely well. OKC, obviously one of the top teams in the West. But again, no Brandon Ingram is the big news here. CJ gets a big boost. Zion gets a big boost. So we're going to be attacking some value there in a 1-point spread. And then another 1-point spread, Dallas versus Sacramento. 2 kind of up-tempo teams. 233 is the point total on that one. So should be a nice high-scoring game for us. And in terms of injuries, there's not, big news injuries for either team. So that's pretty solid as well. So games I'm really, really liking. But just wanted to point that out. There's a lot of value in this LeBron injury, in this Ingram injury. So I'm going to be talking about 2 guys specifically. But again, just keep that in mind that a lot of guys get boosts, especially with LeBron's injury. But, maybe look at Zion. CJ is kind of the main guy for that injury as well. So let's jump into the board. We're going to start off we're going to go to CJ McCollum. Start off with that just because he's a popular tab. He might get eventually bumped here. The odds were actually on the under on this, very slightly on the under. But I'm going to go to the over. I can actually see the odds trending in the right direction here towards the over. And again, Brandon Ingram is not playing today, and that's kind of the big news. So I have CJ's outlier page pulled up. I want to show you his assist tab. Again, this is Outlier. You can get a free week trial if you want to check it out. The link is in the description for that. Just lets them know that I sent you there. But it's got a ton of information here. You can see hit rates, you can see defensive stats, you can see minutes. If a guy misses a thing in the hit rate, you want to be able to see, oh, did he not play or whatever like that. So they have a ton of information. Highly, highly recommend it. And you can't really beat getting a free week trial. So this is CJ's 4.5 assist line. You can see in terms of 2023 as a whole, or this season as a whole, 45% hit rate, nothing to ride home about. But again, the big news here is without Brandon Ingram. That's the games we want to look at. And this turns into 6 to 7 games this year specifically. In the last 2 games, he's kind of soared over this. So OKC and the Pelicans, I don't think it's a crazy high scoring game, but it's not a low scoring point total, 223. So should be a decent amount of offense here. And I think these guys have played each other twice, so we'll be able to look at that as well. But obviously, without Ingram, hit rate looks really incredible here, which is awesome. In terms of OKC's defense, they're pretty much middle of the road in terms of allowing assists. And we actually have a data point right here against OKC without Brandon Ingram back in November where he had 5 assists. So looking really good in terms of hit rate. The one game he missed, this was a Miami game where they lost. I think they were down pretty big and they only scored 95 points. So hopefully that doesn't happen again because he did only have 1 assist in that game. But everything else looking really good. We played 14 minutes in that one too. So again, kind of the perk of having Outlier. You might look at this game and be like, oh, I don't know what happened there. Now you can see, oh, he played 14 minutes. So you can kind of throw that one out the window, assuming he's going to get 30-plus minutes tonight, which he typically does. So hit rate does look really good. Matchup is not too bad, especially because we have a data point to look at against this team without Brandon Ingram. So, really liking CJ on this one. In terms of the odds, too, I don't know if I mentioned it early in the beginning of this video, but the odds now are slightly on the over. This actually started the day with the odds very 50-50, maybe even slightly on the under. But I do like to see that they're kind of switching this direction, and I wouldn't be surprised if this eventually is much favored to go over. So this is DG Fantasy. It's market value. It shows you all the books across the board in comparison to PrizePicks, Underdog, whatever you're betting on. I'm on the PrizePicks tab. I looked up CJ McCollum. I'm looking at specifically CJ's lines. So you can see all of CJ's lines right here. This is PrizePicks. It's a fixed-based payout system. You want to be able to take advantage of the lines, the best lines that are on PrizePicks in terms of odds. And that's kind of just showing us, okay, this is the assist line. They're saying, hey, it's a 51.22% chance to go over here because DraftKings has this at minus 125. Pinnacle has this at minus 124, minus 130 on FanDuel. So the sports books that do have this out are favoring it to go over. They're going to pay you less if you choose the over because it's more likely than the under. So that's how you take advantage of PrizePicks. You can get 25% off your first month to DG Fantasy if you want to check them out. This is kind of how you mathematically beat the books in the long run. You could honestly almost blindly go off of this, the top plays on DG Fantasy for PrizePicks each and every day and have a pretty solid success rate. But I do like to dive in, especially for these videos. And it's good to see the odds, the hit rate, the matchup all looking pretty good here. And then the last data point we do like to go to over here is RotoWire. This is my favorite projection model out there. So they've been in the game for a long time. I pulled up CJ's lines right here. You can see all of them that are on PrizePicks. And we see the assist line popping up a little bit on the over here. And they're projecting 5.3 on a 4.5 line. All we need is that 5th one. Again, he had 5 against OKC back in November against these guys without Brandon Ingram. So that's kind of where I would guess he gets today. Also, I'd probably look at his points. They don't love it here, or points and assists, just because he scores a lot without Brandon Ingram. I looked into like the on-off court stats. So if you don't love this assist line, maybe throw in a points and assist line. Kind of the combo gets both kind of ways there if he scores a lot or if he assists a lot. But for the video picks, definitely going for assists here, and they're liking the over as well. So everything pointing in the right direction for this CJ line. The odds kind of trending in the right direction as well. So could eventually get bumped here, especially with the popular tab popping up here. Looks like a lot of people are playing this one, but I like it. CJ over 4.5 assists going to be our first play. Now, the next game I want to attack is going to be the Lakers game, and it's going to be on the Lakers side of things without LeBron. Injuries are so big in terms of player props this time of year specifically, but without LeBron, there's just a ton of usage to be had for this Lakers team. Now, if I was just going strictly by odds, I would go to Anthony Davis's rebounds line at 12.5. That's kind of the best over for the Lakers right now on PrizePicks at 12.5 for AD. Now, for the pick that I want to give you guys, it's between D'Angelo Russell's PRA at 31.5 or his rebounds and assists at 11.5. In terms of odds, it varies very slightly. The PRA is slightly favored to go over here. So I'm inclined to kind of give you both. You guys can decide if you want to play which one. I'm going to show you really quickly both of them, but again, I'm between both of these, and I'll probably end up playing both of these today. So pick and choose whichever one you want. I'll show you real quickly. 11.5 rebounds and assists. You can see the odds are at minus 105. So they are slightly favoring the under here in terms of odds. But I want to show you hit rate doesn't look incredible, 30% of the last 10. But we want to be looking at games without LeBron James. That's what we're mainly focused on here against Milwaukee. And we see in 2023 as a whole, he's gone over this in 8 of 9 games. And a lot of these games, he's completely soaring over. He's only had one game where he had 12. Other than that, it's 13 and above. And again, he just played Milwaukee, had 9 assists and 6 rebounds, soared over this line. He also scored 44 points in this game. So again, the PRA kind of coming into play with there. So 8 of 9 games without LeBron. Again, hit rate is incredible. You see Milwaukee's defense, middle of the road in terms of overall. If you want to look at point guards or shooting guards specifically, whatever you want to call it, D'Lo, whoever's handling the ball is probably more of a point guard, but definitely plays that shooting guard role when Reeves or Dinwiddie's holding the ball there. So again, I like to more look at overall middle of the road in terms of rebounds and assists. And again, we just saw him torch this team without LeBron about 3 weeks ago or so. So there's D'Lo's points and rebounds and assists. Do want to quickly show you his PRA. Now the PRA for 2023 looks a tiny bit better in terms of hit rate. I think I was showing you the last 20 games. Yeah, it's 50% hit rate in the last 20 games is better than 30%. But again, we're mainly looking at games without LeBron this year. And we see it's still really good, except the hit rate just not as good as the rebounds and assists. But they're all earlier. The games recently, he's been crushing this. And again, this is that Milwaukee game where he scored 44 points. So take with this what you want. I'm playing probably both of them. I think they're both good lines. I think D'Lo has a good game today. And again, he's just been crushing it. The usage should be there. You just have to hope that Milwaukee doesn't come out and play their best basketball, and this is a 20-point game at halftime, and the Lakers kind of check out. So the Lakers are playing for something. They're playing for play-in positioning. I don't think they're going to clearly make the playoffs, but they want home court advantage for that play-in. And again, I think D'Lo is gonna ball out here. If LeBron does go out and sit, he's doubtful right now. So looks like that way. So D'Lo 31.5 PRA or his rebounds and assist line at 11.5. Want to quickly show you his odds here as well. You can see unders on his points, unders on his assists. That doesn't mean they don't think he's going to have a good game. That just means the books or PrizePicks specifically has popped this line up a little bit too high to where the odds are favoring the under based on market value. Turnovers on the over, if you want to look at that. His first over in terms of the odds is his points and rebounds. Definitely look at that. 50.97% chance to hit based on market value. His PRA is slightly favored on the over here at 50.81 based on market value. So another kind of pro for that PRA line. And then a couple other ones. I don't even know where the rebounds and assists line. Yeah, rebounds and assists, 51% chance to go under. So giving it about a 49% chance to go over right now. But yeah, those are the odds. So again, take that into consideration. And then here's the projection model. They are also on the over for PRA, slightly 32.1 on a 32.5 line. And then his rebounds and assist line, I think, is on the under. Where's it? Rebounds and assists, they're projecting 11.57. So tiny bit above. So again, take that into consideration. But I'm taking both of them. I just think D'Lo is going to have a good game. PRA or 11.5 rebounds assists. You can choose your favorite of the two. I'm just going to, I'll keep the PRA in for now. But yeah, that's D'Lo. That's going to be our second play of the day. And then real quick, before we jump in the next few plays, I want to shout out the Discord community we've been growing. Started this a few months ago, but if you're interested in sports in general, really, player props, sports betting, DFS, whatever it might be, highly recommend checking out the community we've grown. There's about 300 people in the premium, so they'd be like-minded, kind of interested in the similar things to you. And we're talking NBA all the time. We're talking esports. We're talking soccer. We're just bouncing ideas off each other to try to make the best plays for the day. So it's $20 a month. You get access to all of my plays for PrizePicks, Sleeper, Underdog, Chalkboard, my correlated slips, anything I personally play. You get access to those, whether you want to tail or just pick and choose your favorite ones. People do kind of a mixture of that, but maybe even on top of that, you're getting access to a cool community of like-minded individuals that are invested in making money a little bit on the side here, over the course of the month or whatever it might be. So check us out. Again, $20 a month is not that much. If you think about it as $20 of entertainment, if you go to the movie theater, get a ticket and a bag of popcorn, you're up over $20 right there. But you can get in here for free. I have a bunch of sponsors of the channel. PrizePicks, Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Dabble, or DG Fantasy. If you use any of my codes or links for those, you're going to get a free month of Discord. So just DM me, say, hey, use your code. Here's the screenshot. I'd like to try you guys out. And I'll say, yeah, of course. Let me get you in there for a month. If you use 2 codes, I'll get you in for 2 months. You get up to 6 months if you want to try us out for that much time for free. So I get a little kickback. It's a great way to support the channel when you use my codes, but I also want to give back something to you guys. That's where that free month comes into play. But you're also going to get access to $100 deposit matches or 100% deposit matches up to $100 on PrizePicks Underdog Chalkboard. That pretty much means if you put $100 in, they're going to match you. You're going to start with $200 on these DFS platforms. Or on Sleeper, if you want to put $500 in, they'll match you up to $500. Or if you want to just put $10 in, they'll match that $10, and you'll start with $20. Whatever you want to do with that. And then Dabble's just going to give you $10 right off the bat when you start. Dabble's kind of a newer one around the block. They got really soft lines, and they have 1,000x lines now. So definitely take advantage of all the promotions they're throwing at us. Some days I might not want to play a slip on Underdog, but then they throw a free square at me, and I definitely want to go ahead and take advantage of that. So that's the main point of having multiple DFS platforms. Sometimes you love a line that it's not on PrizePicks, but it might be on Sleeper where you can attack it, or a line gets bumped that you really, really liked, and then you can go attack that on Chalkboard or whatever it might be. So they have their perks in themselves. But again, $20 a month for this Discord community. I think you'll really enjoy it if you like this stuff. And you can get in here for free for an entire month, up to 6 months if you want to use one of my codes. So that's how you can get in here. Highly recommend it. I just added this injury news tab as well. So you get access to, up to date, status for teams. Looks like Jimmy Butler didn't attend shoot around. I looked into it. He's probably going to play today, but you get all, up to date access of, right when Underdog NBA tweets this stuff, and they're on top of things. And using this information, we actually made a community play yesterday. So right here, we saw that Dennis Smith, or not Dennis Smith Jr., but Dennis Schroeder was going to get a huge boost because Cam Thomas was a late scratch, and we saw that pop up in the injury news tab. We were chatting about it in the Discord chat here, and we quickly made kind of a community slip. Same thing with Derek White. He was not going to play. We knew we wanted to attack Tatum. Niang's three first half points everyone was liking, and then Sal came to us with this dunks line, and we hit a nice 10x just using the community, putting our brains together. So that's the perks of the Discord. Highly recommend checking this out. And again, $20 a month or getting here for free using any of my codes or links. They're all in the description of this video. All right, so jumping back into the plays, I'm in the first half tab here, and we're going back to Brook Lopez, 8.5 first half PRA. This is something we've gone to pretty much all season. He did get like a little bit less minutes for a few games with Bobby Portis having really good games, but he's back up to his normal amount of minutes here. And we've been continuing to hit this because he crushes this line pretty consistently. He's also playing the Lakers, a team he used to play for, so he's got that extra added boost that I like to talk about when teams or players are playing their former teams. But yeah, let's just check him out on Outlier here. We see 5 of the last games he's gone over this easily. The least amount he had is 12, up to 18 PRA in that first half. Doesn't really matter how you look at this. It's looking really good, 75% the last 20. In 2023 as a whole, this is a 74% hit rate. A ton of these games in the middle here getting 9, which again just crept over. But a lot of these other games, crushing this line, especially the last 5. So the matchup against the Lakers, he is going up against Anthony Davis, but it doesn't really matter. 2 centers allowed points, rebounds, assists. They're either middle of the road or higher, which I love to see. And then in terms of overall here, we can see, points allowed, rebounds allowed, assists allowed. This Lakers team gives it all up. So hit rate's incredible here. This is one of those I can't really show you a ton of information just because, DG Fantasy doesn't have market value on first half props just because not a lot of books have first half props. But we can see for the projection model here, they like it, fantasy score, first half PRA, or not first half PRA, but PRA in general. They're projecting 17.85 on the entire game. So it's good to see that they are on his over for the full game. Hopefully that does translate to the first half as well. So Brook Lopez over 8.5. First half PRA is going to be our third play of the day. All right, so our fourth and final play is going to be Bam Adebayo here. Now, I want to mention the fact that Jimmy Butler is a game time decision right now, but he's probable to play. So this line that I'm going to show you guys is very contingent on the fact that Jimmy Butler does play this game. The line is free throws made 4.5 on the under here. You can even just see in the last 5 games, he's averaging 1.6 right here. So I don't know if they're expecting him not to play, but from everything I've read, Jimmy Butler is probable today. So I'm assuming he probably will play. But maybe a little gamble on the fact that, Jimmy Butler does play, because if he does, this looks amazing. If he doesn't play, I would not play this. So if you're watching this later and Jimmy Butler is ruled out for some reason, do not play this line. So 4.5 rebound or free throws made for Bam Adebayo is going to be the play here. I want to just show you his lines in general. 55% hit rate on the under is pretty solid for the entire year. Now we want to talk about the injuries here. So Tyler Hero's out, and Terry Rozier has now become a huge part of this team, obviously traded from the Hornets around the trade deadline. And when Tyler Hero's on the team and Jimmy Butler's out, this is a 93% hit rate. So again, if all goes well and the game time decisions pan out to what they're supposed to be, this is looking very, very good. 93% hit rate in 14 games. So that's looking amazing. But if Jimmy Butler is potentially ruled out here, we want to see games without Jimmy Butler, and it does not look great. 30% of the time, Jimmy Butler's out of the rotation. Bam goes under this. So again, can't stress this enough. If Jimmy Butler plays, this is looking like an amazing play for us. If Jimmy Butler is eventually ruled out, stay off this line for sure. So I'm kind of taking a gamble in itself on this line, but again, hopefully Jimmy does play, and this is looking really, really good for us. But that's going to do it for us. Those are our 4 plays. Again, Bam Adebayo under 4.5 free throws made. Hopefully Jimmy does play, and this stays under for us. Brook Lopez has kind of been the wagon here at 8.5 PRA in the first half. Going up against his old team, I'm really liking this one. D'Lo, I gave you 2 different options to attack D'Lo. 31.5 PRA on the over, or his rebounds and assists at 11.5. I think you could play either of them. If you take his 11.5 rebounds and assists, I highly recommend taking it on a sports book or sleeper or chalkboard or something like that, where you get take advantage of like the line being favored on the under, even though we're taking the over. But D'Lo, I think, has a great game with no LeBron. And then CJ McCollum over 4.5 assists is our 4th play there. And again, no Brandon Ingram, was looking like a very, very solid hit rate. And he's done this against OKC without Ingram already this year. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I do want to quickly point out the fact for that Bam line, once again, they're playing the Warriors here. Totally forgot to mention that they did play each other back in December. This was a game that Jimmy Butler did not play, and he still stayed under. So that's kind of a perk of that one. But yeah, those are the plays for us. Again, quickly shout out to the Discord community. Get in here, guys. If you're interested in this stuff, you watch us each and every day, join a community where you can talk with other people that are like-minded and kind of have the same interests as you. Again, we're always talking props, talking plays. Doesn't matter which sport it is. And again, only $20 a month. Think of it as $20 of entertainment. You're going to get access to all my slips, though, and access to all these people. So you'll probably make some profit on the month as well. I don't guarantee anything, but that's what's been the case so far every month since we've started. And again, $20 a month, or you can get in here for free. Take advantage of all the discounts they're giving, guys. Maybe you don't want to play on Underdog very often, but whenever there's a free square, go on Underdog and get your free square, and try to take advantage of that. Or on Sleeper, Flex Friday on Sleeper, or discounts or whatever it might be. Take advantage of all these different things. So yeah, $20 a month, or get in here for free using my codes. But that's all I got for you guys. I will see you guys in the next one or in the Discord if you're in there. Peace out.